until the Gaza war, it was a tremendous uphill trend that would set a record year comparative to the two previous years, which were each in itself a record year. July and August, there was a drop of between 20 to 30% in incoming tourism. And I believe that this still is going to take a number of months. Based on our experience, in past experiences, we had air operations in the Middle East once in a year and a half, couple of years, 3-4 years. It takes between 3-4 months to 6-7 months until we fully recover. And we hope that this will also be the case. Always when you have a kind of a war, you have a slowdown, some slowdown of the economy. But based on all of our previous cases, it just takes a few months for us to level up and just again come to our, just put things on track. In fact, even now, this year, with whatever low it is, quote unquote, it's 2%. That's a trend. And compared to what's happening in Europe, we are still doing reasonably well. Well, BDS doesn't help, but I'm more concerned about BDS, not from the economic point of view, but rather from the general debate which they're raising, a question mark about the legitimacy of Israel's existence. That's what bothers me more, because this is not only unjust, but this is something which is promoted by our enemies in order to just promote their abilities, until now failing to dislodge us from here by terror and military means. Economically, we have had in the past things which were hurting much more, such as the Arab boycott, the official Arab boycott. And despite all of that, we have done very well over our history. So as much as BDS does not help, I don't think that economically this is going to really significantly hurt us. When you speak, for example, about the United Nations, you have over there just the Muslim countries. They automatically have over 56 members who can really run the show. The one who said what you suggested in the in the Council for Human Rights that is in Switzerland, over there you used to have members, founding members and leading members, such as the country of Iran, Libya until it collapsed, Tunisia. You saw over there Syria, which see what's happening in there. You see countries from the east, you see Russia and other such countries. You really think that these are human rights which are running their show? Please note, what has happened to Britain, France, the United States, just for one TV image, horrible one, tragic one, of a person being decapitated. One person, horrible. Yet this pushed these countries, perhaps more than anything else, to go now for bombing in that areas. At the same time, you have thousands of people who are murdered in most horrible ways, tens and thousands of them, not just in Syria, but in Nigeria, in Boko Haram, in Somalia. And you haven't seen those BDS demonstrators going to demonstrate in Europe, in many capitals. Please see that many of the BDS people, some of whom are well-intentioned people and who are misinformed, but many of them, if they are given a chance, will also go for demonstrations in favor of those who are now doing the horrible things which they are doing, just because many of those who are in Syria, for example, and are with ISIS, are European-born people who will go back to their countries of origin, and the European security services are becoming very worried as to what might happen in Europe. We are suffering from a problem of an image. That you see a picture of, God forbid, what is happening, that we are bombing a home or a place that we're hosting a headquarters of a terror organization, or a place highly populated on purpose from which rockets were launched against us, or from hospital compounds that on purpose people are shooting their mortars from. We have to protect ourselves. We are trying to minimize as much as we can collateral damage. We are a democracy that respects human life, not only of our own people, but of our enemies' people too. And as you said, this is a war. And in a war you have casualties. And we are doing something which is unmatched in other democracies. We are trying, sometimes at the expense of putting our soldiers at risk, to try and minimize the lives of non-combatants on the other side.